Blackyard garden. I'm gonna do a quick harvest today. So there it is. All right. There we go. So this plant puts out, I'd say maybe 2 to 3 a week. And you got to watch out for squash bugs. So I check the plant for squash bugs, I'd say every other day, because that's about how often you need to do your watering as well. Such a pretty color. So I want to talk to you about growing cabbage. There are a few issues with growing cabbage, and actually the main issue is the cabbage moth. It's the little white butterfly looking moth that's flying around your garden, and it lays its eggs on the cabbage. It doesn't actually do the damage, but the eggs and then the larva that comes out is what does the damage to the cabbage. So you're going to want to spray your plants with a natural spray at least, I'd say, once a week to prevent them destroying your crop. But I have one that's ready. It has a few holes in it, but I feel like it's pretty good though otherwise. So I want you guys to see what I have to harvest. Solid, it's really firm, so it's ready for picking. So I'm gonna just go and cut that out right there. And after you pull it out, you're going to want to just remove those outer leaves, because that's not going to be what you're going to want to eat anyhow. So exciting. So I found a cabbage worm on here. I'm sorry I didn't share it with you. I was freaked out and I had a moment. But so what you're going to want to do once you harvest your cabbage, actually almost any green that you're harvesting, you're going to want to soak it for a little bit in water. So usually I'll take a container like this and I'll just soak it in water, and you could even put salt in the water and it'll make any of the insects that might be on the plant come out. When you're growing food organically, bugs are going to be on it. That's just part of growing. When you buy food from the grocery store, it's nice and perfect and pristine and the bugs don't eat it, and you know what? We probably shouldn't be. Alright, so I have to harvest a squash today. I have a butternut squash, and the interesting thing about this butternut squash that I'm growing over here is I collected the seed, or saved the seed, from a store-bought squash. And it's my first one. So exciting. And in front of it there's a bunch of corn growing, so you're going to have to kind of come in. Along the trellis I also have a cucumber, and you can kind of see it right next to the squash. So I had to do a little bit of research about growing squash because I had never grown this particular variety before, and I learned that when you're ready to harvest a butternut squash, you need to take your fingernail and make sure that your nail isn't leaving an indent into the squash, and that's going to tell you it's ready. Another way you can tell with this particular variety is it should turn this nice sort of yellowish butternut color. So a butternut squash is a winter squash. There are winter squash and summer squash, and it doesn't mean that you can grow it actually in the winter, but what a winter squash means is that you can store it over the winter. So if you keep it in a cool, dry place, I should be able to keep this squash until probably March. So that's the difference between winter and summer squash. Here's our harvest. I have one more thing that I want to harvest with you all today. It's my first time growing a lemon cucumber. So my friend Tessa, who's doing the recording, is going to try this with me. I only have one, but we're going to try it tonight. So it's right over in here. And the thing about growing cucumbers, when you get ready to harvest them, be careful. They're prickly. They are prickly as heck. So that's a lemon cucumber. I'm anxious to try it. Let me know what kind of varieties you guys are growing in your garden. Check back every Sunday for gardening tips, harvests, and tours. Please also like, subscribe, and share to help Blackyard Garden channel grow and continue to bring you new content. Thanks again for watching. Remember, it's never too late to start growing food.